start with the answer.
Hey Jeff, over the road the last few weeks, points I think in 5 of the last 6 road games, a couple wins in some tough places, Pittsburgh and Philly. Just what would you be seeing as a difference now lately on the road as opposed to earlier in the season?
Well, certainly the Pittsburgh game and probably parts of the Philly game, I thought we played good hockey. The Pittsburgh game, I thought we played real good hockey. We didn't give up a lot. I think the key to winning on the road is the key to winning against good teams, and the key to winning in the playoffs is you don't give much up. And the really good teams cannot give much up and create a lot. And the good teams that find their way into having success and being near the top of standings always make sure they don't give much up. So it's just something we're trying to grow at. We're not perfect at it, but I think we're growing in some areas. We're going to keep growing if we want to go on the road and beat real good teams like Minnesota.
What do you hope to carry over from these last 2 games into tomorrow, and what do you feel you need to correct?
Confidence. I'd like to carry that over, which I think we will. I think that's important. I think guys feel good about themselves. They have fun. So I think the attitude is the mindset's in a good spot, I should say. I think we've had moments. Every team's a little bit different, but I thought we had moments of real good ozone play against Philly. I would say that not necessarily the first game against Philly, but the last game we gave up too much more on rush chances, and there were more individual mistakes. So I think we've tried to build better defensively in our D zone. I thought we were better against Philly. We've tried to do a good job of being proactive on our reloads, making sure that if our D are strong down the walls, that we still have numbers back. And I think we did a pretty good job against Philly, but we had some individual mistakes where guys just got beat. But so we're going to have to make sure that that we play the same way in terms of making our opponents defend, but we got to just keep working and becoming a better defensive team.
Misnikov, is the maintenance day, or is he hurt?
He's questionable for more. Yeah.
And look like you can move Volano up there on the wing there if Misnikov isn't available. Is Volano one of those guys that kind of like Fabry that you go back and forth wing center?
I still think long term here, we see him as a center. Would like to ultimately have him play center as much as we can, but I also think there's times where he gets opportunity to move up the lineup. If the wing is the position that's open, then it gives him a good opportunity, and he kind of fills a little bit similar need there in terms of big body and I think smart enough defensively they can go against good players. So if that's the case, we'll give him an opportunity for a few more minutes, and but I think ultimately long term we still see him more as a center.
Letty, is he cleared for tomorrow?
My anticipation is Letty should be available to play tomorrow.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Ted Colvin.
Jeff, do you feel, these next 7 games are almost like a gauntlet when you look at them? Just the way it worked out. Do you feel like you guys are better equipped, more just in the way you guys are playing when you guys have some confidence right now? You guys are better equipped for something like this than you have been in a year or 2 or so?
After the 7 games are up, but I would say first off, I think there's been a recognition here, and it's not easy and it's not all the time, but of knowing the types of hockey you have to play to try to win, or to win and to beat good teams. I think our guys, when they face good teams, have done a pretty good job of that, of managing it the right way and playing the right way. But it'll be a good challenge, and I think it's a great opportunity to kind of see where we're at. And it starts with a real tough game in Minnesota, and I'm certainly thankful we've won the last 2. I didn't think, I thought we played pretty good in Philly. I didn't think we played great on yesterday, but we still found a way to win it, and it was an even game chance wise, and we found a way to win it. And so now, take that confidence, take our lessons that we've learned, and go apply them. And hopefully we've learned enough lessons that we're a better team against, the upper echelon of the NHL than we were early in the year. That's what we're hoping for.
How gratifying or just how comforting was it to see the way Greiser played yesterday? I mean, it's got to give you a little bit of a boost in a lot of different ways, I guess.
Yeah, when a guy goes and plays good, they gives the coach confidence. Ultimately, I think it's there's kind of a double-edged sword, but I think a lot of times it's, the coach can give ice time, but the player has to give the coach confidence. And so the more the player does that, the ultimately, I think it leads to more opportunities. So, that's any player now, in particular a goalie. I know Greiser has done a good job for us in the past. And, I thought after a long layoff, he played excellent overall. It's good to see for sure. It gives us a feeling like we can have two goalies that night in and night out can give us real good goaltending. If you get that, it lessens the load on one guy, and I think gives you a chance to be successful.
Any rooting interest today?
No, not really. I'm a Lions fan, so I appreciate what Matthew Stafford did here in Detroit for sure, but I'm a Lions fan. I'm not an LA Rams fan, and I'm not a Bengals fan. So I'll be watching to see great athletes perform under pressure, and it's always fun to see. But ultimately, I'll be rooting when the Lions are in the Super Bowl soon.
Are you gonna pull a little bit for Stafford just because of that? I mean, just what he did over here, what he accomplished over here.
Great appreciation for what he is as a athlete, as a quarterback. Great appreciation for it. I think he's been in a top tier quarterback in the league for a long time. But again, I pull for the Lions.
Sounds good. Thanks for this, Jeff.
Yep.
All right, Ragnar.
Hi, Jeff. I kind of want to switch the subject a little bit here for you. We all know of your affiliation, association, and admiration for USA Hockey. And even though the Olympics is a little bit different watching it without NHL stars, Team USA, and it's early, won their preliminary, they won Group A. How impressive is that, considering I believe almost half the team is 19 years old?
Yeah, I think first off, I'm a big fan of David Quinn, their head coach. John Van Beesbroek, I'm a big fan of his. Got great relationships with their coaching staff. They're excellent coaches. So it doesn't surprise me that the team's prepared well and does a good job. Has done a great job so far. Andy Mealy is somebody who I'm a big fan of. I had an opportunity to recruit him to Miami, coach him a little bit at Miami, coach him in the American League in GR, and so I know he's had a big impact over there. Abby, so I haven't had a chance to watch much, but really happy for them and happy that they're in position to have success. And I also would say, you always making decisions on roster and some, if you have elite guys, ultimately the birth certificate shouldn't matter. What matters is how good players are and how good they are at the time, right now, when it matters the most. And, obviously those guys they picked are highly talented players that must be pretty complete. And I know a bunch of them, and, you don't win without being complete. And, a guy like Matty Beniers is a really complete player. So even though he's young, he's talented. He also knows how to play both sides of the puck. And he knows how to win, So I'm sure they picked the roster they felt gave them the best chance to win, regardless of what any of the birth certificates say. And so when you have young guys like that, you probably have pretty good energy. So a good start. I've been in international tournaments. It can end fast, and you want to build your game as you go along, and you got to make sure you're playing your best when it matters the most. And I hope they play their best here as they get into the medal round.
I know this might sound a bit redundant, but is this a testament maybe to the real strides and advancement that college hockey has made over the years, considering I believe this team is almost all has a collegiate background?
I haven't dug into that enough to know for sure, but I guess I'll trust your reporting on that, Art.
Thank you.
I would just say that I think it's a testament to probably first off the work that the people at USA Hockey in Colorado Springs have done and put in tons and tons of hours, and they have great passion for growing the game in the US. for continuing to build great people and great talent. And I think our pool of players has continued to grow, certainly way deeper than it was, 20 years ago. And that's because of the work of a lot of volunteers and a lot of great people. And so I think, we've got if we play best on best, we're highly competitive. If the NHL players aren't there, as you're seeing, we're highly competitive. And I think that's due to the great work ethic of the people at USA Hockey. And certainly, I think that impacts then college hockey. And when USA Hockey has grown to the levels it's grown, a lot of those kids grow up watching college hockey and they see how cool college hockey is and what a great product college hockey is, and they end up playing college hockey. So certainly the deeper the pool in the US is, the more really good players we're producing, I think the better college hockey will be, and it kind of rides a wave, and I think that's great.
Jeff, one final question. Since it is Super Bowl Sunday, I know you're a Lions fan. Do you care to offer any kind of hope to the Honolulu Blue and Silver faithful of when perhaps this team, your Detroit Lions, could appear in the Super Bowl?
What I would say is when it's interesting how certain players can change the arc of franchises, and I don't know, you don't know for sure when that player is, but when the Lions ultimately end up with those few big time difference makers, it just sometimes changes the arc. And how do I know that? Well, I think Joe Burrow had a lot to do with changing the arc of the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Tom Brady ultimately built on what Drew Bledsoe had done in the Patriots, and especially at those super important positions like quarterback. And I know Detroit's had a really, really good one for a long time here, and we couldn't quite get it to the next level. But that doesn't mean the next guy that's great in that spot doesn't get it to the next level. So when Art, those are always too hard to predict. I can't wait, because I know what the city will be like, and it'll be awesome.
Great. Thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's it for us today. Thanks, everyone.